Hi everyone, I'm Sabrina Baker. I'm a mom of two, special educator, as well as a board certified behavior analyst. And I wanted to come on today and just talk quickly about schedules and how important they are at right now during this time where we are trying to figure out what to do while we're home. How important schedules are not only for us as parents, but also for the children. Schedules help not only keep routines, but it also helps with transitions throughout the day. And also, schedules help the parents at home actually kind of control the situation a little bit more. Because if you make the schedule, then you get to put in what you want to put in. But at the same time, making schedules can also be really fun with your kids. You can actually help them build their own schedule, and so they feel like they have some control in their life as well. So today, actually, it's Friday, so it's been a full week home with both my kids, and today is actually the first day that I actually started a schedule with my daughter. Prior, we kind of were, based around going to school and pickups and activities after school, but today seemed like it was a good day because it was raining outside, and I craved a schedule. Probably more so than my daughter did, but it ended up that she really liked it. So I think we might go with it, for however long however long we're here doing this. But I just wanted to share some schedules that I've seen and talk about them a little bit. So when I was in the classroom, I use visual schedules for my kids, and they're great because a lot of kids can't read right now. And then what I would do is all the pictures that were on the schedule correlated with the activity that we were doing. So if it was time for gym, there'd be a picture of gym. It was time for lunch, there was a picture of lunch. So the students knew exactly what was happening at that time. It also helps actually build reading skills, because if they start pairing the word lunch with a picture of lunch, they start realizing that word means lunch. This morning, I don't have a lot of the programs that I had at school. So good old Google is great for pictures, but honestly, having schedules at home, we're already super stressed, I feel like, with just trying to manage everything that's going on right now. There's a lot of parents that are just working from home. So easy peasy, write it out on a piece of paper. Or like this morning, I grabbed my daughter's easel and I put it on the whiteboard with some dry erase markers. And granted, she's 3 going on 4 and she cannot read. So it really was for myself and my husband. What I did is I brought an alarm clock down, digital clock, and I put it next to it, and it was really good for me to just kind of pop up and look down and say, like, hey, we should be doing this such time. The other thing that was really helpful today with the schedule is that my husband's working from home, and when I needed to pop in or pop out, or he wanted to pop in and pop out, or whatever it was, my daughter's activities didn't stop. It wasn't like, well, what should we do now? It was kind of like my husband just referred to what the schedule was up there, and we kind of just continued going. So the schedule was really helpful today. And although my daughter can't read, she knew that the language I was using was saying, hey, we're going to do free play now, which means you can do X, Y, and Z. You can play by yourself. You can watch something. You can play Barbies with me. We can play school. We can do whatever you want to do. This is your choice. But after, in a few minutes, we're going to start reading a book, or we're going to have lunch, and then we're going to have snack, or we're going to do whatever, so-and-so. And she continued to actually pick up on those verbal cues, and she started saying, like, oh, what's next, Mommy? What are we having next? What are we going to do now? How long is this? So it was really good. And also it helped her know that, that things came to an end and that something else was coming. So it was really great for transition. But just words to wise is, when you make a schedule, try to make it in smaller chunks. I know that means that there's more activities need to be planned, but what happens is, if you make a schedule and you set a time for, say, an hour, it's reading time for an hour. For a little kid, an hour is a really long time. And a lot of the activities that I post, or you find anywhere, really, little kids do really quickly. So if you're saying arts and crafts for an hour, you're definitely not making it an hour unless you have a child that adores doing crafts for a straight hour. So try to be realistic with your times. I try to do like a 15-minute to 30-minute increment. I think that helps keep us flowing pretty quickly. I know it feels like you have a ton of things to do, but you fly through them. And what happens is if you do put a big, chunk of time, then you're lost. And then all of a sudden your schedule kind of gets flopped and you're back to doing kind of free play the whole day. And although don't get me wrong, I love that my child's home playing with me. It's the best time of my life. I love being with her. And I love, the imagination that she's been coming up with, all the games that she's doing with her imagination. But at the same time, I think when it's all day free play can cause some problems because like my daughter, she has a really hard time figuring out how to play. And for just a lot of kids don't know actually how to play. So I think if you give them boundaries with a schedule where it's just a few minutes of X, Y, and Z, I think it really helps. It also helps them start learning how to play and build those skills. So a good thing is that I actually spent all week kind of figuring out what the schedule should be. So it's almost like you kind of take baseline where you're kind of seeing, when does your child become super hyper where you need to add a movement group in? When does your child get super tired and crashes? Like maybe that's a good time to do like a quick movie time or a book time or whatever your daughter or your child does to calm down. What time do you think lunch should be? What time do you think snacks should be? These things are all different because a lot of us haven't been in the house during these scheduled times. Granted, we're home on the weekends, but I feel like because we're indoors now, a lot of us have been inside, that it's different because really don't have the capability of going out as much as we can. Like granted, today it's been raining, so we've been in all day. If not, I would definitely have added going outside and playing for a chunk of time. So anyway, schedules are great to keep routines, help with transitions, have your child help you make them, add breaks to them that helps for you and your spouse or your partner, whoever's at home with you guys, whoever's helping you in the house right now. Make sure that you plan your breaks, try to pair it with visuals if you can for younger kids or with children who need visuals to help with support. Or if they're children that are capable of reading and having being able to do a schedule by themselves, have them work through one themselves and have an independent day. Make it short increments if they can, and don't make this a task that's challenging for you guys. Like you don't want to add to your list you already have. A schedule really honestly is just to help out, really to help your day go smoothly, to help your child feel comfortable, with everything that's going on and keeping them moving and grooving and on task and busy. So I just figured I'd come on, share some thoughts about schedules at home, write it on a piece of paper, type it up, cut some pictures out. You can even make an activity where you're adding, looking on Google for some pictures to make a schedule so you have it every day. Whatever is going to work for you and your family, I feel like a schedule can only be a benefit. So anyway, I figured I'd come on, give you some help with some tips and trips on schedules at home, and hopefully I'll talk to you soon. Thanks. Good luck.